Eqab bin Dhaifallah bin Ghazi bin Sayaf bin Mohaya Al-Otaibi was one of the Ikhwan Army's leaders that contributed in the unification of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Biography. He was born in the desert in a place called Al-Najd. His grandfather from the mother's side was Prince Muhammad bin Hadi al-Barak. Eqab did not see his father because he was too young, and his father, Prince Dhaifallah bin Ghazi bin Mohaya, was killed in a battle against Abdulaziz al-Rashid nearby Bin Fuhaid water source in Al-Qsim region in the beginning of 1323 He was 13 years of age when his family settled in the city of Sayaf. He learned the Holy Quran by heart and studied the fiqh that was taught by a number of scholars who were tasked by King Abdulaziz to teach the residents of Sayaf, in which had produced scholars such as Sheikh Abdurrahman bin Abdul-Latif al-Sheikh and Sheikh Abdullah al-Otaibi. He also learned horse riding at an early age in an environment that was rich of horse riders and cavalries. These factors had influenced the shaping of his personality and character, in which raised him as a leader at an early age. He was famous of being brave, generous and very kind. He was very religious, a keeper of God's book, liked by his tribe, and he cared for the poor and weak people. He was infatuated with horses and owned lots of them at his stall, such as in which are from a rare type of Arabian horses, and nowadays only few of that type of horses can be found at the matter of concern who are interested in horses. Eqab was inseparable to his cousin and to his father's uncle, Prince Fayhan bin Nasr bin Braz bin Mohaya, and participated with him in a number of battles that he fought in Sayaf, and the most famous battle was Yartab. After the death of Prince Fayhan bin Nasr, he appointed to be the prince although he was young. Being directed by King Abdulaziz, he handled the most important battles in the establishment of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and, after the victory of Hijaz and the ending of the unification battles, he exited Sayaf at the end of 1344 After that, he gained from King Abdulaziz the feudality of the southern of Al-Haid, and he settled there. At the year of 1348 King Abdulaziz assigned him as the governor of Al-Haid. Following that, Eqab had led his troops to side up with King Abdulaziz to suppress the revolution of the rebellion brothers. He remained the governor of Al-Haid until he died in 1351 Eqab bin Mohaya was one of the Ikhwan movement leaders who participated in the unification of this great entity, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. His role arose especially during his leadership of Sayaf Brigade, and the number who answered the call for jihad reached 2,000 fighters. Here are the battles he participated in. First, Al-Balqa battle, east of the First Jordan 1340 a governor of Sayaf and a leader of invasion. Second, the opening of Hejaz in 1343 the governor of Sayaf Brigade commander and one of the chiefs for the advance groups. A. Occupying the city of Taif. B. The opening of Makkah. C. The joining of Al-Qadar. D. The siege of Al-Raqam. Third, the suppression of the rebellion brothers after the Battle of Al-Sabla, and the governor of Al-Haid. The raids. When King Abdulaziz wanted to ensure his control over the north of the Arabian Peninsula and to cut off the ambition of the French and Sharif Abdullah bin al-Hussein to control the oasis of Al-Jawf and Wadi al-Sahan, he sent an army that was estimated by historian resources to be 1,500 fighters combining 4 banners headed by 1. Eqab bin Mohaya, leading 600 fighters from Sayaf in addition to the reserves and cavalries. 2. Nafil bin Tuwaik, leading 200 fighters from Asala. 3. Qadan bin Derwish, leading 200 fighters from Al-Otaibi. 4. Huail bin Jabreen, leading 150 fighters from Al-Amar. On Tuesday, the 15th of August 1922, the brothers had reached the territories of Bani Sakha in Al-Tunayb and Al-Mashta, about 30 kilometers from Oman, the capital, after traveling for more than 700 kilometers from the bases in Najd. By morning, reinforcements from different marquis of Bani Sakha had rushed to restrain the invaders. The volunteers from the Bedouins in Jordan had initiated the movement to the battle area, and the troops had engaged in a very aggressive battle. One side were defending the marquis and herds, and the others were attacking based on religion and without fear and with an outstanding courage. So the Jordanian government had quickly asked the British authorities to participate in the battle with fighter aircraft and military tanks. The Brits had felt the risk and feared that the Saudi influence would reach the British direct liaison passage, which was in Kuwait and Iraq from one side and Jordan, Palestine and Al-Hijaz from another side, so the Brits had engaged to stop the attack by using tanks and automatic weapons, and the fight against the brothers' army continued all day Tuesday until mid-morning on Wednesday. A large number from both sides were killed, and because of the British tanks' missiles, the brothers' army had no choice but to retreat to Najd, especially that the brothers had accomplished the desired objective, in which was gaining the control over Al-Jouf and Wadi al-Sarhan. After the retreat of the brothers' army, the Brits had initiated and requested King Abdulaziz to hold a meeting. So the second Al-Otaibi meeting was held in November 1922 discussing the borders issue for the first time, and both agreed under the condition of giving the tribes the freedom of movement, and in return the Brits had acknowledged King Abdulaziz's control over Al-Jouf and Wadi al-Sarhan. Occupying Al-Hijaz, Sharif Hussein had forbid the people of Najd to come to Hadj. This was largely and negatively affecting the hearts, especially for the brothers group. Therefore, King Abdulaziz at the end of 1342 headed a conference in Riyadh attended by Najd's Islamic scholars, heads of the tribes and leaders of the brothers, and King Abdulaziz had gained a legal fatwa to carry on a war against al-Sharif to ensure the freedom of performing Hadj. So a decision to invade Al-Hijaz was issued by the conference held in Riyadh, and the brothers' leaders and gathered the armies in Truba, and from there they headed for Taif. At the time, Prince Eqab headed the Sayu Brigade and fought the following battles: 1. Occupying the city of Taif. 2. The opening of Mecca. 3. Subjoining Al-Kunfa. 4. Conducting a siege on Al-Ragamah. Occupying the city of Taif. Al-Hashimi organized army had left the city of Taif to stop the brothers' armies, and a fierce battle went on in Al-Horiya, where the brothers' armies did very well, and the battle ended by the retreatment of Al-Hashimis and taking shelter in the hills of Taif and firing their artilleries while they were in a king of a siege. 2 days later, Prince Ali, the oldest son of Al-Hussein, had arrived to rescue the city of Mecca. He camped in Al-Huda west of Taif, about a mile to the north. The remains of the organized army, groups of the Taif high officials and the supporters had rushed into him, and after some scrimmages between the brothers and the army of Prince Ali, the brothers had assaulted the city of Taif on the 7th day of the month of Safar. Rescues had followed for Prince Ali from Makkah and its surroundings, soldiers and tribes. So the decisive battle had taken place on the night of 26-27 of Safar. The brothers had occupied the camp of Prince Ali in Al-Huda, and the Hashimis and the followers had dispersed, and that's when the advance stopped in Taif and Al-Huda. The brothers had sent a request to King Abdulaziz for a permission to continue the approach to Makkah. During this time, Ali had returned to his father in Mecca discussing the options. Then Ali went to Jeddah, and the top officials in Jeddah had sent to King Hussein on the 4th of Rabi' al-Awwal in 1343 asking him to step down from the throne of Al-Hijaz for his son Ali. After long discussion, al-Hussein had pronounced his stepping down from the throne on the night of the day. On the morning of the 5th of Rabi' al-Awwal, Prince Ali was announced in Jeddah to be the king of al-Hijaz, occupying Mecca and Jeddah. On 17 of Rabi' al-Awwal, the brothers had entered Mecca with the weapons going to perform Umrah. On the 8th of Jamad al-Awwal, King Abdulaziz had arrived in Mecca coming from Riyadh. He entered Mecca for Umrah, and the people of Mecca came to him and paid homage to him. The soldiers of the brothers and King Abdulaziz had advanced and sieged Jeddah. On the 6th of Jamad al-Thani 1344, Jeddah had surrendered after a long siege that went on for a year. The fatwas of the Islamic scholars. The Riyadh's Islamic scholars had issued a fatwa that it's prohibited to enter the haram with the intention of fighting. King Abdulaziz had permitted to siege the city of Mecca if there was any resistance. So the brothers had entered Mecca with the Umrah clothes on without any resistance and calling peace and safety. Then they had performed Umrah. After that they had received control and claimed victory over Al-Sharif on the 17th of Rabi' al-Awwal 1343. This way the heroes and the followers had controlled Al-Hijaz and attached it to the great entity, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. In 1351 and during the preparation for the Ghazan invasion, Prince Eqab got seriously ill, so his cousin, Prince Eqab bin Mohaya, took charge to lead the invasion. He died in Al-Haid in the same year at the age of 30, spending most of his life as a mujahid, a leader of the Sayu Brigade, and then Al-Haid under the flag of the unifier of this great entity until 1351 when it was pronounced as the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.